Hey everybody, it's Alan Jenkins, President of Interstate Marketing Corporation, manufacturer of UniCure Spraybooths. Thanks for visiting Spraybooths.com and clicking on videos. This is a great story from Todd Newell of Newell's Auto Body. As you watch, I want you to listen for 3 key points. Number 1, space. As Todd talked to other paint booth manufacturers, he realized that their designs wouldn't fit in the current footprint of the paint department. However, the UniCure product could go right back in the same location and still give them all the features that they were looking for. One of those features is point number 2. That's the custom UniCure 4-tunnel pit. This pit gives us great downdraft airflow while allowing us to fit into some unique spaces. The third point is the ease of the installation. A paint booth project can be a complicated process, but our project team worked with Todd and all the parties involved throughout the entire process to ensure a smooth and timely installation. This is a great project we're really proud of, and I'm excited for you to hear more about it. So let's listen to Todd.
Hello, I'm Todd Newell. It's Newell's Auto Body here in Decatur, Illinois. We've been in business since 1958. I am second generation, and we are a large production auto body repair shop and refinishing. And we have a little different process that makes us efficient. We streamline our body repairs, and we have a repair planning stage that starts that out to where we identify all of the collision damage and everything that's required on repair at the front end. When we went to this process 5-7 years ago, it significantly increased our volume, and we started having bottlenecks in other departments. One of the bottlenecks, and one of the main bottlenecks, was in our paint department. So we had to go look for some solutions in order to be able to get more cars through that department to where we could get them to the reassembly phase. Back in October of last year, we decided that it was important for us to start screening for to redo our paint department. Obviously, this would be the second time that we've redone our paint department, because in 1998, when I built our upper production building, we put 2 24-foot side downdraft booths in it with a mixing room, unattached mixing room. Those booths and mixing room were designed and manufactured by UniCure, a company out of Nashville. We've used those for 22 years and had very, very good success. Very little maintenance and problems. I mean, in 22 years, I probably never had either booth down for longer than a week at the most. I don't even think I had one down for a week, maybe a couple days for maintenance. So we upgraded those as best we could, but we just got to the point where it was time to look at replacing and rebuilding the department. So I had to see what options and features were out there. So I went to a couple of the top companies and discussed all the different features and how they might improve our process and how they might be what we're looking for. Honestly, we didn't need to change our paint department. We just needed a bigger booth, a bigger spray zone. We needed better lighting, and we did all our studies and research on the booth process, and it's a big investment, and it makes you scratch your head to think about, is it worth spending this kind of money? But when you've been in business as long as we have, and you got the life out of the boost that we got the last time, 22 years, when you break the money that you're spending down over a significant period of time, it's not as tough to swallow as it would be before. So we committed to UniCure, and Dwayne and Alan and the guys, I talked to them about every little detail of it. Probably wore them out on texting and phones about questions. And are you sure we can do this? Are you sure we can do that? Because I've been told by the other manufacturers that this could be a problem. We might not be able to do this. And so I covered all my bases. And I said, okay, let's get the timeline down. We wanted to do it in phases. And we had to do that because, we still have a business to run. We have 2 production buildings here, which is nice. But in the other building, all we have is a fast lane department and our mechanic. And our fast lane department is for small ROs, single panels, cosmetic bumper jobs, little things like that. So I couldn't really run any unisides or bedsides or big jobs down there. So we pretty much had to figure out how are we going to get by in the upper building during this construction process. So talked to Dwayne, talked to my paint supplier, and we just put together a plan. A key step that we did not implement the first time on our paint department, and that was to put an in-ground pit in. And the in-ground pit basically consisted of about a 3-foot pit in the concrete. They had a concrete team come in, a construction crew come in, and they dug up the slab and then mapped everything out. And basically we had, the long rectangular area with some columns that they put in them, and then they had tunnels where the airflow would go sucked out and come out the exhaust stacks. And so for 2 weeks, they constructed this base of this booth, which was the in-ground pit. And then it had metal grating. I mean, all this money that we spent, then you drop a couple grates on it, and that's it, and then you're back to your level floor again. However, that was a very key part of this process. The suction and the airflow, because of that, is phenomenal. So anyways, then after that 2-week period, so we're down 2 weeks right there. Actually, we're down 2.5 weeks. They had to disassemble that other booth prior to the 2-week concrete work. Then the UniCure team comes in, and Jeremy, Ashley, and their crew. I mean, these guys know what they're doing. They live and die this stuff. They set up at your shop, and they are there till the job is done. I mean, they work from, if I'd let them at 6, they'd been here at 6. They were here from 7 to 6 every night, and they work weekends, okay? And it took them 2 weeks, and not only are those booths erected, all the heat is hooked up, everything's been tested. I've had to have subcontractors come in to connect the gas line, air line, water, everything that needed to be connected to those booths would be hooked up. And then we had permits and some city people that we had to appease on the permit side of it. And so November, that one's done. We've operated all the way through. Our next slow period, theoretically, we kind of get a little slow in March. I thought, well, let's tackle the bigger part of the project and the second phase of it, and that being in March. A couple weeks later, the UniCure rolls in, and this is a little bit more involved because now they're putting up a booth, they're putting up a mixing room, and they're putting up the vestibule in between it. And it went like clockwork. It really did. We had forklifts and contractors on call whenever we needed them. But when we did the first one, it kind of gave me a little insight on the second one. And so, yeah, we're real proud of our booth. Wouldn't change a thing. My painter is a young man that's been with me for 15 years. Immediately, my painter recognized that this was different than what we had before. I mean, this was the Cadillac.
Favorite feature? It'd probably be all the pre-settings you can do. You get everything set up the way you want it. You just go in, press a button, and it goes.
We were getting cleaner paint jobs. He was able to put more parts in with the vehicle so that we could do one RO at a time instead of one RO in this booth and one RO in the other booth. Initially, when I was doing the numbers on this, we were painting 2 to 3 cycles a day per booth, and we knew that we'd have to increase that in order to justify the cost of these things. We think we'll easily be able to do 4 or 5 cycles a day, okay, per booth. The fact that we have the mixing room and the vestibule all tied together really makes it a clean environment, and it's simple. It's very simple, and that's what I liked about it the most.
Wow. Thanks, Todd, and thanks, Newell's Auto Body, for sharing your story. And thanks to our project team for another successful installation. And thank you for watching. Now, what project are you thinking of? What do you have on your plans that you're looking for? Give us a call and let us see what we can put together for you. Continue to fulfill our mission to improve our customers' quality, productivity, and profits year after year. Thanks.